off, work's not the next day, like that. Is Friday second or is it third? Some people prefer Friday to Sunday because Sunday you got the pressure of going to work the next day.
Yeah, I get the woes on Sunday. It's like, well, I mean, not like the woes, but it's like, all right, what is my day like tomorrow? I'll start planning out day. Fridays like as soon when I get off work on Fridays, I'm like, yeah, it's time.
It's time, yeah.
It's time to hang
then
out.
Sunday you get football.
Friday is it because it gives me two straights, right? You get the Friday and the Saturday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday comes, it's like, all right, man, whatever. Football.
Isn't that crazy?
Then the Sunday night game for us, though, when it's like 10:30, 11, and you're like, yeah, I'm retired. And
Sunday is all day. And by the time after late evening comes, early evening,
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So you only really get about 4 to 5 hours of anything on a Sunday.
Without
Saturday, I got all day. Friday, I pretty much got all day to do whatever I want to do.
But, it's just like draft picks in a way. The potential is better than the real thing to people, right? Like Darnold, and we were talking about Darnold and Zach Wilson. People would rather go to work. You got to put in a full day work on Friday just to have the relaxation and the knowledge that you got 2 days ahead of you.
It depends on where you're working at and what state you're working in.
Yeah, most people.
No, I'm saying, because think about it, though.
That's a great point, though, that Key brings up about the state and the time of day. Like, for me, Friday's great because I'm done by 11:30 noon, and I have
But that's not most people.
It's not most people, but it's us. It is the industry we're in.
Yeah.
So, we don't live a normal life like most people.
But I would say it's not most people who have the schedule of a morning show. But I would guess that it is most people who would take Friday over Sunday.
Yes, because, think of it this way, Max. You brought up the question, so answer it yourself. When you go and you drive out to your vacation luxury palace.
Yes.
And then you go on Friday.
Secret hideaway.
On Friday you go, you're like,
especially the 3-hour drive.
And then look.
No doubt.
And then you got your Friday, your Saturday, and then by the time you get to Sunday, you go, damn, I gotta leave. When we gotta leave?
No doubt. I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying it's interesting to me that the psychological pressure of what's coming outweighs the reality of what you got in the moment. All Sunday is yours, more or less, right? Friday, just the end part. But people would still rather have that because they just have the knowledge that ahead of them is a little runway.
Y'all both have lived in L.A. When you hit a Friday in L.A., everything is closed at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you ain't getting your work done by 2 o'clock, one just right after lunch.
L.A. is different, though.
When they leave, they come in at 10. They leave around lunchtime. They ain't not going back to the office. They're pretty much done.
Yeah, Friday light, they call it. They call traffic in L.A. on Fridays Friday light because people are done. This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max coming to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase, getting you ready for Week 3 of the NFL. Started last night as the Panthers moved to 3-0.
Sam Darnold won that game for them.
Yeah, he had a couple darts.
He better have won the game for him.
2 rushing touchdowns, by the way, for Darnold.
No, but you see how that happens, though, for a quarterback? We talked about it with Justin Herbert against Patrick Mahomes, and Sam Darnold got a W.
Yep.
Even though the defense played well and they contributed all together, but Sam Darnold was the headliner.
And he got stripped twice.
But
he got stripped twice and they fell on it.
But we don't care about that.
Yeah.
All we care about is that he rushed for 2 touchdowns, he put up big numbers, and the Jets did make the right choice.
Wait, time out, Key, but this is why I'm confused by your position. On the one hand, earlier in the show, you told us that you got to figure out a way to lead to the W. And on the other hand, you point out, boy, some of that has nothing to do with the quarterback. Why do you give the quarterback so much credit for the W?
Because that's what they've been always doing, giving credit to the quarterback for the W.
Forget about them. I mean you.
Well, because he is the leader of the team just by default.
So you believe there's something to that, right?
You got to be good, man. If you're a bad quarterback, I don't give a damn what type of team you have. If you can have the best defense in the world, the best offensive line, the best receivers and running back. If the quarterback is bad, you're in trouble.
By the way, what Key is saying, that's why, you know what moves the line, as Jay can tell you, quarterbacks move the line. Almost nothing else does, but we are looking forward to a Sunday matchup, a huge one in Cleveland, because Justin Fields making his debut as a starter against the Browns. And here's the question. Speaking of guys who are not quarterbacks who maybe could move the line, especially considering Jarvis Landry's hurt, Odell Beckham Jr. looks like he might play. Here is Odell talking about this upcoming game.
I've worked extremely hard to not only get back but improve and try and be better than I ever have been. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's been a long time. It's been a long time in that cave, putting yourself back together. Had a great team around me for the entire process, great support system, and it's going to be special.
I mean, I think Odell knows whatever chemistry issues he and Baker had, Baker's won with Stefanski. And Odell and Baker's problems predate Stefanski. He's coming back now to a team where he has to fit in, Key, you would think. He's got, he can't complain about not getting the ball.
Fit in what aspect are we talking about? Because clearly they're happy with him. They haven't moved on from him.
Fit in this point, from this point of view. In the past on the Browns, when they were no good because they didn't have the coach, right? When he was not getting the ball because they'd bracket him, he would rightly complain, look, there's someone open. Why aren't we winning? Why aren't other guys making catches if I'm not getting the ball? That's a legit beef. Otherwise, throw me the ball because you're not throwing it to anyone else. But now that they're winning with this formula, he just has to get in there, keep his head down, no complaints, and be used the way they use him.
It's not a keep your head down, no complaints. It's I want to help the team win, and if you're not going to utilize me in helping us win, utilize somebody else, because not utilizing the somebody else and not utilizing me, we ain't gonna win no damn games. I'm no good to you standing there like a cardboard cutout. Doesn't do anything. Landry's gone. OBJ potentially could be in the starting lineup, and if that's the case, you got to throw the ball to somebody. If he's available to you, throw it to him. If he's not, and the other guy's available, throw it to him, but don't just sit back there and pat the baby to sleep.
And Jay, I think he is right about Odell. Odell wears his emotions on his sleeve, but he just wants to win, right?
We all want to win.
Well, I mean, it feels like the opportunity is really set up for Odell to have a big game here, right? I mean, you don't have Jarvis Landry, Donovan Peoples-Jones. There still are other options for Baker, but I mean, going against the Chicago defense, Justin Fields, a rookie quarterback. If there's a way to ease your star player back into it, let him be the big target. This is it. Let's get back on page, because then if we're lucky enough to get Jarvis Landry back in time, then all of a sudden now I have 2 targets along with other people. But it's the opportunity for OBJ off the top.
Yeah. If he's healthy, and he's running around and he can make all the cuts and do everything, you implement him into the game plan to execute your offense. You don't go away from what you've been doing just because OBJ is back. We understand. It's fascinating. We want to see a one-hand catch. We want to see the blonde hair flying in the air. We want to see all those sort of things. But within the grand scheme of what we're doing on offense, let's not get away from our identity because OBJ is back.
Who's this game more important for at this moment, Baker Mayfield or Justin Fields, Key?
Justin Fields.
More important for Fields.
Important game for Justin Fields. He is the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Everyone wanted to see this. You got what you need to see. But Matt Nagy also has a diamond in his pocket. And it's when he is healthy, Andy Dalton's a starter. How we get rid of that when he's healthy is by Justin Fields doing his part now that he's the starting quarterback. Because if he stubbed his toe at all, scratches any of it, you give Matt Nagy an opportunity to say this kid's not ready, we're going back to the veteran. But if he rolls up Cleveland and all of a sudden he gets another 2 weeks in there, you know how that go, Jay? This report, they want you to wait another week because they need it to heal it's only about 60% right now. Let's see what it can.
Not taking any chances.
Let's start taking any chances. That's the runway that Matt Nagy has. That's why it's important for Justin Fields, because the moment that he stubs his toe, it's a wrap.
Can you imagine if we come back into the studio on Monday and the Cleveland Browns have lost to the Chicago Bears and a rookie quarterback who gets his first start? Let's just think about what we've been talking about this entire offseason. Super Bowl expectations. They're only a couple of plays away against Kansas City. Hey, even their first game against Kansas City looked like they belong. Imagine what this team can be when they're fully healthy. OBJ and Baker Mayfield, can they find their chemistry? The expectations I feel like are put upon the Cleveland Browns are exponentially different than the expectations that you have for the Chicago Bears. That will be the biggest story in the NFL if they lose to the Chicago Bears.
So you're saying it's bigger for Baker.
Yes.
Let me just reconcile these two positions because I was with you, Jay, but this is how I'll put it now. It's a bigger game for Baker to win. Right? Baker's got to, there's more pressure on him to win. But it's a bigger game for Justin Fields to play well. Fields, there's more, like Fields, it's a bigger deal that he plays well.
Absolutely.
A bigger deal that Baker wins.
I don't even think it's a big deal
way.
if Baker win or lose, to be honest with you.
Bad O-line.
You don't
think people will black out if the Browns lost to the Bears?
But the Bears aren't a bad team, though, man. We act like
but we're
Bears
talking about the
just,
Browns are the team that could win a Super Bowl potentially.
You got to pay some bills, guys.
That.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max is presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests on the Goodyear Hotline. Much more on this matchup.
Talking about some
and obviously, there's more to be said. And the rest of the Week 3 slate, including another Sunday night game for Aaron Rodgers against the team that passed on him with the overall pick, the number 1 overall pick. That's after Jay has this from DraftKings.
Yeah, Jay. You mean
some.
You.
It's been a great start to the NFL season, and it's only getting better at DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. DraftKings is putting new customers in the center of the action with a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. Get in on the action now, right now. It's simple, Key. Just pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and see how your team stacks up against the competition. Feel the action, the NFL action like never before, with a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And the best part is you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings app now and use